Good morning and welcome everyone. So our class this morning is going to be focusing on joint mobilization. So instead of holding a lot of poses, we're actually going to be moving body parts quite a lot. But you're going to feel absolutely great after this class. Joint mobilization is not so much about stretching or strengthening. It's about moving and, as it says, getting the joints mobile. And after a joint mobilization class, you feel like you have been stretching a hell of a lot. So all the joints in your body, but particularly spinal mobilization this morning. Okay, so we're going to start on shins. So toes together, knees wide, reaching your arms forward and sinking your forehead down to the mat. Take a moment to find your breath, to notice the breath, to settle down into the hips and the shoulders. If you need to, you drop your elbows, relax the back of your neck, and start to allow your breath to become a little bit longer and a little bit deeper. Each time you breathe out, sinking into your chest. Each time you breathe in, feeling the back ribs expand and rise. Letting your head feel really heavy, fully softening into your forehead. And relax your eyes. And now from here, we're going to make our way into a Sphinx pose. Yeah, lift your chin, slide up onto your tummy, stretch your legs back behind you. And once you're where you're going to stay, you drop your chin down and soften into the back of the neck. If this is too much for your back, remember we're moving into the cold weather, so everything always feels a little bit stiffer in the morning. We're always already a bit stiff in the morning, so that's just a little bit increased with the cold weather, and make those adjustments that you need to feel comfortable. Now, if you want to, you can take those rolls of your chin from shoulder to shoulder, or just hang the head down, your choice. Make sure those eyelids are really soft. Relax your mouth and your cheeks. Check that you're not tensing in your jaw or clenching the teeth. Still keeping those breaths flowing gently. Bring forward to center and let your head hang a moment. And as you breathe out, melting a little bit more into your chest, feeling the front ribs and the chest sink closer to the mat. From here, we're going to make our way up onto hands and knees. And once you're on your all fours, we're doing our cats and our cows. Full deep breath in, to arch down, full deep breath out, round up. Press down firmly into your fingers and your palms. Press down firmly into your shins and your ankles and your toes. As you breathe out, pull the belly all the way up, deep into your body. And then we're going to come back into a flat back. Bring the big toes together, open your knees wide and sit back to heels again, reaching the arms forward. And this time we're going to take a twist, spreading your right arm under your chest, shoulder down, turning your face in the direction of that right hand. Softening down into the hips. Just noticing how your back is feeling this morning. From the lower back all the way up the spine, the two sides of the spine, through the upper back and the shoulders, back and sides of your neck, because your neck is part of your spine, all the way to the top of the head even. Just checking in and noticing how that space is feeling. And then let's take the right arm forwards and change. Take the left arm under, twisting to the opposite side. Turn your face in the opposite direction as well. And then melt down into the whole body as much as you can. Feeling the heaviness of your out breaths and allowing yourself to sink into those exhales. And now from here, we're going to make our way up. You push up onto hands, and we're going to come to cross ankles. If cross ankles doesn't feel good for you, you can always have your legs straight out in front of you, but then keep the big toes together. Okay, then we're bringing hands together to your chest in Namaste, and we're just going to pulse the arms up and down. Now, you don't have to keep the palms touching. They can part. So it goes like this. As you breathe in, arms go up. As you breathe out, sliding hands back down. And then it's your choice if you want to lift and lower with your head. So as you breathe in, you can lift the chin and look up. As you breathe in, out, you can look forwards. And maybe, as I said, maybe your hands are going to part as the arms go up. If your chest, your throat, and your neck are really tight, don't force the hands to touch. And now next time we lift, we just stay there. So either elbows straight and palms touching or palms apart, either looking forward or looking up. And notice how this position, particularly if you're looking up, it lifts your knees. It tightens the inner thighs. And the inner thighs tighten, the knees lift. From here, we're going to take arms back behind you. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Take your shoulders towards your spine. Let the knees drop, either looking forwards or looking down towards your chest. And now we're going to release those hands. And on an inhale, reach the arms back up over your head. On an exhale, bringing your hands back to where you started. Okay, so we're going to do that again. As you breathe in, arms reach up. As you breathe out, bringing the hands back down. And just noticing as you move, where are the places that get tighten as you extend, and then they soften and release as the arms go down. Next time you lift your arms, you're going to hold it there. Again, either keep looking forwards or look up towards your hands. Hands can be apart or touching. If you need to take the arms even wider apart, more in a V shape, then you can. If you're feeling really tight anyway. Keep breathing. And then we release. Take the arms back like you did before. Interlace and drop your chin to your throat. Or you can keep looking forward. But again, notice those legs. Let the thighs drop. Try to soften into the inner groins. And then release, and once more. On an inhale, reach your arms over your head. Exhaling, hands to Namaste. And once more. As you breathe in, reach up. As you breathe out, bring the hands down. Full deep breaths into your side ribs and side lungs. And then next time you reach up, we stay there. Really stretch into the fingers, even if the elbows are bent. Maybe tilting the head back. Notice how tilting the head back lifts the knees. You're reaching arms back again. Chin lowers. Interlace your fingers. Take your shoulders back away from your chest. and lean towards your spine. Don't lean forwards towards your ankles. The balance here is towards your back body, even though you might be looking down. And now you're going to keep your shoulders back like this. Lift your chin if your chin is dropped, and take your palms to the floor behind you. So you're going to lean a little bit of an angle back and turn your fingers to point away from your body. We're going to stretch the legs straight out in front of you. So we're coming into a very easy fish pose. Push down with the palms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. You're welcome to tilt your head back. Don't let the feet flop apart. Keep the big toes pressing in towards each other. And then lifting your head up. If it's tilting back, walk your hands up. And we're going to take a twist. So bend the right knee up. Hold on with left hand or elbow and circle around towards that bent knee. So a hand back behind you, can be palm flat on the ground, or you can bend the elbow and have fingertips on the floor. That just helps the shoulder to go slightly further back. And then flex that left ankle, stretching the heel forward, pulling your toes all the way back towards your left knee. Now keep your spine tall and straight as you circle forward. Right leg straight, left knee bends up, taking your twist around to the opposite side. Now turn your head in the direction that feels comfortable for your neck. Sink the shoulders down. Each time you breathe out, each time you breathe in, lift with your chest, lift with the top of the head. Keep flexing that right ankle on the straight leg. And then untwisting yourself. You take the left leg out in front of you again. Now we're going to be moving here between diamond-shaped legs and these straight legs. Okay, so it's with the breath. I'm going to bend the knees out to the side. Diamond shape, not Botha Konasana, so a big gap in the legs here. Don't have your heels too close. Hands back behind you. Lift your chest and arch the spine. Again, you can tilt your head back if you want to, or you can look forward. The hands are not too close to your body because then you can't arch the spine. And now if your head is tilting back, lift and look forward. And on an exhale, you're going to push the legs straight like you had them before and tuck your chin to your throat. So the hands don't change. Hands are still back behind you. Shoulders and shoulder blades squeezing to your spine. And then lift your head and come back into diamond legs. With an inhale, arch the spine back. Keep breathing. Keep lifting your sternum up nice and high. If your head is back, on an inhale, lift. As you exhale, push the heels forward, big toes together. Squeeze your chin to your throat. Look towards your chest. Keep lifting your chest up high. And then walking the hands all the way up. And we're going to come to Botha Konasana again now. So bend the knees again, slide the heels in as close as you want to. And we're going to hook left fingers over the right ankle and take your right arm back behind you into your twist. Allow the legs to sink. Notice if one shoulder is higher than the other. Try to balance that out. Keep lifting high with your chest as you circle forward. Hook the right fingers over the left ankle or just change sides. Twist it all the way around. And now try to arch the spine rather than pressing your weight back towards the lower back. Press the lower back forward. And we circle forward. We're going to stretch the legs straight again, big toes together once more, and we're repeating either on hands with the fingers pointing back or down onto forearms for your fish. So palms face down, lift the chest. You can look at your toes, or you can tilt the head back. Notice your breathing. Each time you breathe in, lift your sternum, lift your chest a little bit higher. Keep lifting with the upper back. And now lift your head if your head is tilting back. Walk up onto your hands, and we're taking another twist. Right knee bends up. Step the right foot over the left leg. Circle around. If you're taking the left arm to the outside of the right thigh or knee, keep this left shoulder dropping down. Now, each time you breathe out, drop that right thumb deeper into your mat. Each time you breathe in, lengthen up through the tips of your ears and the top of your head. You keep your height as you uncircle yourself, stretch the right leg out, bend the left knee up and step over. When you're ready, twist it around to the opposite side. Flex the right ankle, lift your heart high, each in-breath stretching up through your side waist and your side ribs towards your armpits. And if that lifts the armpits, make sure the shoulders and the neck do not tighten. Carefully untwisting yourself. Take the left leg out. And now we're to come back into diamond leg and do a little bit more of rolling and warming into the spine. Okay, so we're going to start with just going forward. And as you go forward, you're going to lead with your chest and your chin. So as you breathe in, you stretch your chest towards your heels, chin towards your toes. As you exhale, you round. Tuck your chin into your throat and curl yourself all the way up. So when we teach this action to children, when we're doing children's yoga, we say you're riding your camel. It's like you're riding a camel. I think that would be a little bit more uncomfortable in this. Don't hold the toes. Let the hands move. So if it doesn't feel good to move the head and the neck, then you keep that stable and still. Just rolling up and down, trying to stretch forwards with the chest, and then curling the chest back as you round up. And now next time you roll up, we're going to stay there. And guys, if legs like this does not feel comfortable for you, you can always take your legs out or change your legs to a position that is comfortable for you, because it's quite a long time to hold it. Now we're going to circle, and we're going to go off to the right first. So you take your chest towards your right knee, and then you circle forwards towards your feet, and then over towards the left leg, and you're rolling around in a big circle, or maybe not a big circle, maybe it's just a little circle. But you imagine that you're drawing a circle in the air with your head and your shoulders. And again, the arms can move, and keep breathing. So it's like what is everyone doing at the moment? Making bread. No, you don't mix bread. You're making a cake. And then next time you come up to center, you will pause, and we circle in the opposite direction. Left shoulder towards the left knee, taking it forwards, right shoulder towards the right leg. Doesn't matter if you're going quickly or slow. If you are going quickly, don't go too fast. Feel the breath. Keep that breath moving. And next time you come up to center, we're going to hold it there. And from here, you're going to take your legs out into a V shape. Okay, now we're going to be reaching and twisting. So it's important the breath that you're doing as you reach and twist, or as you twist, you're going to breathe out. As you lift and reach, you're going to breathe in. So we're going to take left hand first, and on an exhale, you're going to reach for your right leg or toes with your left hand. That's an out breath. On an in breath, lift up left hand to the ground, right arm over. That's an in breath. So as you exhale, you twist left hand towards right toes. As you breathe in, left hand to the side, right arm up. Don't worry, there's no right or wrong way to do this. And the only thing that you absolutely have to do is keep your bum on the floor. Don't lift your bum. You're going in your own time with the breath. Out breath to lean towards that right leg. In breath to lift the right arm up over towards the left. And then we'll do one more stretch towards your foot with that left hand. One more reach up. And then we're coming up to center. Okay, we take it to the other side. So right hand reaches for left leg or foot. As you breathe out, on an inhale, right hand out to the side, left arm over. Again, in your own time, with your own breath. Notice your own breath rhythm and follow it with your body. Don't worry if you can't touch your foot. Just kind of reach in that general direction. Keep your bum on the ground. You want to feel the bones in your back touching down the whole time, not just the buttock flesh. Out breath to reach forwards and fold. In breath to lift up and over. I'll take one more reach, one more stretching up and over, and then we're coming to center. You can either keep your legs as they are, or you can cross ankles and just take a few shoulder rolls to balance out the two sides of your body. Okay, good. Now, keeping the shoulders back. If you've come to cross legs, we're going to open them out again. And now we're going to be rolling from inner edge to outer edge of the feet. So you're going to be on outer edge of one foot, inner edge on the other. Okay, so hands can be on the ground wherever you feel them, you need to have them. And your one bum is going to come off the floor. So we'll go off to the right first. You're going to turn your right toes to the ground. Left foot turns in. Let the left bum come off the ground. And then take your bum down, toes up to center. Twist the inner and outer edge of the foot down on the other side. So then the right bum comes up. So you're going left to right. Again, in your own time. If your knees bend, that's fine. It's not about the legs. This is about the hip joints and about your lower back. So at one time, when you're turning the toes over, your bum on one side is going to be off the ground. Now try to keep the shoulders back away from your chest. And it's okay if your chest twists side to side as well. Just trying to get that full rotation from one side to the other in the hip joint, in the pelvis. Okay, good, guys. And we're going to come back to center. From here, we're making our way onto hands and knees. So once you're there, we're going to keep the right knee bent, arms under shoulders, keep the right knee bent, lift your right knee up, point your toes to the roof. Okay, that's on an in-breath. On an exhale, round up, forehead to knee, knee to forehead. Don't worry if you can't touch. In-breath to lift the leg, out-breath to round up. Just be nice and heavy on all your fingers. Don't lean into one side of the palm and let some of the fingers lift. So this moving the leg is actually about getting deeper into your spine. And then we're going to bring that right knee down and we'll change to the other side. On an in-breath, you lift, left leg, on out breath, curling forehead to knee, knee to forehead. So this is really good for your back, mobilizing the spine, but then it always has that fantastic benefit of strengthening your abdominals as well. And then we'll take knee down to the ground. Knees are hip distance apart. Let's walk the arms forward, baby down dog. Sinking your forehead. Elbows can drop to the mat if you need to. Relax the back and the sides of your neck. And walking back up onto your palms. And from here into full downwards facing dog. Pedal your dog out if you want to. And then we're going to keep going. Walk those feet all the way forwards to the top of the mat, hang down over your thighs. Now we're going to float up and down with the breath. So on an inhale, sweep your arms out to the side and up over your head. On an out breath, fall back down again. And you keep going in your own time. Make sure that your feet are hip distance apart or wider. Don't have your feet touching. And as the arms go all the way up, you can look forwards or up towards your hands to get a little bit more into the openness in your front body. You float up and down one more time. And next time you fold, we're staying in the forward bend. Bringing fingertips or hands to the ground in front of your toes. Now we're going to bend and straighten with the knees with the breath. As you breathe out, you bend, stretch your bum back. As you breathe in, lift up and stretch out the backs of the legs. So as you stretch up, you don't have to lock the knees straight unless that feels okay for you. Knees can still be a little bit bent. Okay, remembering this is not so much about your muscles, it's more about your joints. Okay, exhale to bend, inhale to stretch up. And next time you lengthen up, let's stay there for a few breaths. You can hang down, arms to the ground, or holding onto forearms or elbows. Relax your neck. If you feel like you need to, you sway out a little bit, or roll your head, or gently bounce the head up and down. Now we're going to take it back into down dog again. So hands to the floor. And we're still moving, because moving is the best thing for the joints. On an inhale, we come forwards into plank. And on your exhale, lower yourself flat down to the ground. Now we're going to do 3 rolling cobras in your own time. On an inhale, chest curls up. As you breathe out, lower down. Count to 3 for yourself. Full breaths into your chest and your side ribs. And after you've done those 3, we're going to push back to sit onto heels, stretching the arms forward. And now on your next in-breath, we're going to stay on shins, but you're going to lift your hips and sweep your arms all the way up over your head. So either looking up or looking forward. This is the same action that we did with cross legs a little bit earlier. I want you to really, really stretch the fingertips up high. Keep breathing. On an exhale, hands to the ground, taking yourself into downwards facing dog. Okay, so we're going to do that whole little sequence 2 more times. On an in-breath, coming forwards into plank. On your exhale, lowering flat down onto the mat. We're going to do 3 rolling cobras in your own time again, with an in-breath curling up, with an exhale curling down. Keep the hips and the thighs on the floor. Don't do upwards facing dog. That's a different action on the back muscles. Make sure your shoulders pull back away from your chest. After you've done your 3 cobras, again, we're pushing back to sit onto heels, stretching the arms forward, lengthening out the spine. And then we're going to sweep it up again. On an inhale, lift the thighs, lift the hips, reach your arms up over your head, press the shins and the toes down into the ground. You can look forwards, you can look up, but keep breathing. Keep stretching long through the elbows. On and out breath, take hands to the floor, lift the knees, push up into downwards facing dog. Lovely, everyone. And once more, we're coming forwards to plank, exhaling flat onto the ground. You take your 3 rolling cobras with the breath. In breath pulls you up, out breath slows you down. After you've done your 3, we push back to sit onto heels, stretching the arms forward. Nice long stretch through the elbows if you can. And then on an in-breath, like you did before, lift the hips, lift the thighs, arms up over your head, chest and sternum lift up high, stretch to the fingertips. And then releasing hands to the ground and pushing back into your downward dog again. So hold that down dog for a few breaths. Give it a really good stretch down into heels. From your down dog, we're going to take it to standing forward bend at the top of the mat. On an in-breath, reach your arms out to the side, all the way up over your head to standing. As you exhale, bring hands to chest. Okay, now we're going to be, again, we're moving with the breath. We're not going to be holding our poses here. We're going to go back into some lunges, okay? So from here, on your in-breath, reach your arms up. On your exhale, circle and fold down. Keep breathing as you step your right leg back into your lunge. Get the alignment to front knee. On an inhale, lift up to warrior 1. As you breathe out, take hands to the ground again. On an in-breath, step forward. As you breathe out, fold down. On an in-breath, circle arms out to the side and up over your head to touch. Exhaling, hands to chest. Good, guys. We keep going. On your in-breath, reach up. On your exhale, circle and fold down. We keep breathing. Left leg steps back into your lunge. On an inhale, lift arms up to warrior 1. As you breathe out, hands go down to the floor. Stepping forwards with the left foot, sink down on an exhale. On an in-breath, arms reach all the way up, palms touch. On an exhale, bringing hands to chest. Straight back up with the next in-breath. On your out-breath, forward fold. Keep breathing as you take your right leg back into your lunge. On the in-breath, arms go up to warrior 1. As you breathe out, hands drop to the ground. On an in-breath, step forward. As you breathe out, sink deeper to the fold. On an inhale, lift arms to the sky. Exhaling, hands to chest. Straight back up with the next inhale. On your exhale, forward bend. Keep breathing. Left leg goes back to the lunge. On an in-breath, arms lift to warrior 1. On an exhale, taking hands down. Stepping the left foot forwards and folding down deeper. We're doing one more set. Inhale to come up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Next in breath, reach your arms up. On your exhale, forward fold. Right leg steps back into the lunge. With an inhale, lift to warrior one. Squeeze the leg muscles tight. Exhaling, hands to the ground. Stepping the right foot forward and fold deeper as you breathe out. In breath lifts you all the way up to standing. Looking good, guys. Exhaling, hands to heart. And we'll do one more. Inhale to reach up. On your exhale, fold. Left leg steps back into your lunge. On an inhale, arms lift. On an exhale, hands come down. Stepping forwards to the top of the mat. And then we're going to stay here. Now take your feet out wider towards the sides of the mat. So your feet are wider than your hips. Hang your head. Reach your arms back behind you. You interlace your fingers. Stretch the arms back. Knees can be bent or straight, but keep pushing those knees out away from each other. And relax your neck. We release the arms, stay in your forward bend. Let the arms hang. Let the neck relax even more now. And now from here, we're going to take it back into downward facing dog. Either staying in your down dog or we take a transition. Inhaling forwards to your plank. Exhaling down. Inhale to cobra or upwards facing dog. And then pressing back to hold that down dog again. Now from down dog, we're going to take a squat, taking your feet to your hands. Get the heels on the floor. So if your heels are narrower than your hips, you won't be able to get the heels down. Right, fantastic, everyone. Standing forward bend. Bring your feet in, hip distance apart. On an inhale, we're going to come all the way up to standing and grab hold of your elbows. Let's take a few stretches, left to right. Either pulling on the forearm or the elbow or the upper arm. Press your knees out away from each other to widen your lower back. And then coming to center and releasing the arms down. All right. On an inhale, arms float up. On an exhale, forward fold. We're going back into a lunge, and this time we are going to hold it. Right leg back, front knee over your front heel. And when you lift your arms, turn your palms forward. We're going to do a cactus pulse, which is good for your wrists, your elbows, and your shoulders. So spread those fingers wide. On an in-breath, pull the elbows down. On an out-breath, stretch up. Don't do the opposite breath. In-breath pulls the elbows down. Out-breath stretches up. Squeeze your leg muscles tight to hold the balance. And now next time you pull your arms down, you're going to reach back, clasp or interlace the fingers behind you. Open the chest. Keep the chest lifting high. And notice your breath. Follow the breath as it flows in and out through your nose. Good. Taking hands to the floor. Step the right foot forward and change. Take your left leg straight back into the lunge on the other side. When you come up, Arms go forward, palms face forward, spread the fingers wide, and when you're ready, you pulse. In breath to pull down, out breath to stretch and lengthen. And it doesn't matter how far down you pull the elbows. Maybe you're only pulling them to shoulder height. That's fine. Lengthen through the sides of the neck. And next time you pull down or hold it there, take the arms back, find your hands behind your back. Keep breathing, guys. Taking hands down, step your left foot forwards. We're going straight back with the right leg for Parsvottanasana. So either stepping a little step or a big step. Turn the right heel in and down. Try to stretch your front knee straight. We're going to hold this for half a minute. Make sure the back heel is turned in slightly and get that back heel on the floor so that your knee is not compromised in that back leg. Flatten out the spine by flattening out the front of your body, moving the chest forwards as the hips go back. And then let's take the right foot forwards and we take the left leg back, turning left heel in and down. Try and get that front knee straight. That's not the most important thing. Most important thing here is that back heel turning in and down. And then really push into that back heel. The stronger you can make your back leg, that's not just strengthening the leg muscles. The stronger you can make your back leg, the better release you get in your back. And soften into your chest with your breaths. Keep relaxing into the upper torso each time you breathe out. And now we're going to stay in the forward bend. Just walk your hands around to the left side of your mat. Or if you need to change the orientation of your body, just come into a wide leg forward bend facing one side of your mat. Okay, now, like we did with standing at the top of the mat, I want you to bring your hands, arms underneath your shoulders. Let your heels turn slightly in, toes slightly out. And we're going to bend and straighten. So I want you to turn the feet out slightly so that the knees don't get injured here. As you breathe out, knees bend and push out away from you. As you breathe in, stretch up. Okay, you can also do this with hands on the thighs or the knees. Bend and straighten with the hands on the legs. Either way, keep stretching your butt all the way back each time the knees bend deeper. Don't let your bum go lower than the knees. Okay, so this action is about tricking tension in the thighs into releasing, as well as the outer hips. Okay, now we're going to hold the stretch. The next time the legs lengthen, turn your feet parallel again and hang yourself all the way down. Relax your neck. Relax your face. Each out breath, the head becomes heavier. And from here, we're going to roll all the way up to standing. And once more, we're going to change the feet, so turn your toes out. We're going to be going into a horse stance. So make sure that your legs are not too wide. Again, that will compromise in the knee joints. So it's a kind of a narrower stance than that really wide forward bend stance that we like to do. Okay, so from here, you're going to bend your knees, hands onto knees or thighs, tip your chest a little bit forwards, and we're going to get into the shoulders. So you're going to bend the right elbow, take the left shoulder forward, left arm is straight. Right elbow bends, left elbow is straight, left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. And then lifting your chest and changing to the other side, left elbow bends, right arm straight, right shoulder forward. And you can push your thighs or knees back with your hands. Keep breathing. Coming to center and changing to the other side. Chest is twisting. Good. Coming to center, right shoulder forwards, right arm straight, left elbow bends, left shoulder back. Nice. We're going to come all the way up to straight with the legs. Turn your feet parallel again. With an inhale, reach your arms up, hold onto forearms or elbows like you did with your feet narrow at the top of the mat. And take a few side stretches. And just like when we did this with the feet narrow, press your knees and thighs apart to shift your weight more onto the outer edges of the feet here. But then you counterbalance that shift of weight by pressing the big toe down firmly into the floor. That also activates the inner thighs and inner calves. And we're coming to center. You release your arms down. We're going to change those feet again. So feet out at a little bit of a diagonal angle, toes pointing out rather than straight forward. We're going back into that horse stance. Bend the knees, hands to knees or thighs. And now we're going to move. So that same shoulder stretch we did before. One shoulder forward. And then you keep going side to side. So we're not holding it this time. And you can go with the breath. You can inhale to come to center. Exhale as the one shoulder goes forward. Inhale to center. Exhale as the other shoulder goes forward. We're squeezing those leg muscles tight. You don't have to be super low with the hips. Squeeze your belly tight as you do this. Okay, and then we're going to come to center and full forward fold. Once you're in that forward bend, turn the big toes in a little bit, and you're welcome to hold onto your legs or reach the arms back behind you and interlace fingers if you want to. Just hang yourself all the way down. Make sure the back of the neck is lengthening. Don't look at the floor. Let the top of the head hang down. You can even tuck your chin in a little bit towards your throat here, if that gives you a nice stretch and release in the back of the neck. And then on an in-breath, we're going to come all the way up. Nice, everyone. So I told you there's lots of moving in this class, not so much holding. But we're going to go into a triangle now here. So we're going to turn left toes out. We're still going to be moving in that triangle. So left toes turn to the short end of the mat. Inhale and reach the arms wide. And on an exhale, when you're ready, fold over. And I want you to be able to rest on your hand somewhere. So it might be on your thigh. If it's on the knee, don't push too hard with your hand. Maybe it's on your shin or your ankle or hand on the floor. And then let's circle. Right arm circles around. Keep your weight leaning towards your upper back, not towards your chest. So if you're feeling like you're about to tip over in one direction, you have two options here. You would be tipping towards the front of your body or tipping towards your back body. I want you to tip towards your back. Okay, change and circle your arm in the other direction. Keep breathing as you circle. And next time you lift your arm up or hold it there. So full triangle, moving armpits and shoulders back towards your spine. So you're nice and open in the chest and the front ribs. On an in-breath, we're going to come all the way up. And bring hands to hips. And turn your left toes in the direction of your chest. Change and turn your right toes to the other side of your mat. Look at your feet. Make sure they're aligned. Inhale and reach the arms wide. On your exhale, folding to the other side. When you're ready, start those rolls with the arm. Full big circles. Elbow can bend. Maybe the arm doesn't go all the way up. That's okay. And then let's change. Circle in the other direction. Next time your arm lifts, let's hold it there, full triangle. Lean your weight more towards your back. Again, if you start to wobble and you feel like you're tipping, you should be feeling like you're tipping. You're about to tip into your back, all over backwards, not forwards. And then on an in-breath, we're going to come all the way up. And we turn the feet parallel again. Okay. And we're going back into the forward bend, but once more, make sure your feet are not too wide, right? So like if I can do this, I can go really wide with my feet. I don't want you to be really wide. I want you to be a little bit narrower. And then we're folding forwards onto hands or fingertips. And once you're down with the hands, again, turn your toes out slightly so your feet are at a diagonal. They're not pointing toes in the direction of your head. Let's take our side lunges here, guys. So as you breathe out, one knee bends, other leg straightens. As you breathe in, coming to center. We're going left to right. And once more, you can also do this with hands on the legs, on the thighs, on the knees. Keep the baby toes on the floor. Don't tilt into the inner edges of the feet. Keep the whole sole of the foot and all 10 toes down the whole time. As you do this, try to flatten the back. The way to flatten the back is always to stretch the chest forward. Okay, then we're coming back to center. Turn the feet parallel. And on an inhale, come all the way up again. Nice, guys. So now we're turning left toes to the back of the mat again. And this time we're going to go into a side angle pose. So we're bend the left knee, legs into warrior two legs, left elbow to left knee or thigh. Just like your triangle, lean towards your back here. Make sure your left knee is over the left heel. And now reach your right arm straight down your right side, pulling shoulders towards your back. Now we're going to sweep the arm. On an in-breath, arm goes forwards in front of your chest, all the way up over your head. As you breathe out, arm goes back to where you started, down your side. Just sweeping the arm, making like these big chopping actions in the air with the whole arm and hand. Inhale to lift up, exhale to sweep down. Now, each time your arm gets over your head or down your side, pull your right shoulder all the way towards your back. And next time your arm lifts over your head, we'll hold it there. You can either stay with elbow on the thigh, or if you want to go deeper, it's fingertips to the ground. If you're taking hand to the floor, make sure that your left knee is still over your heel. You might have to slide the right foot further back away from your left foot. Now, strong pressure into the feet. You push down into the feet and toes. On an inhale, come all the way up. Turning the left toes in the direction of your chest. Right toes point in the other direction. And we're coming down, bending into that right knee. Warrior two legs, right elbow to right thigh or knee. Leaning to your spine, take the shoulders to your upper back, and then reach the left arm all the way down your side body. And let's sweep. Inhale to take the arm forwards and up over your head. Out breath to take your arm back down your side. Make sure that you're pressing your right knee back with your arm. Don't let the right knee lean in the direction your chest is facing. Inhale up, exhale down. Straight leg is really strong. And next time you lift your arm over your head, we'll hold it there, full side body stretch. If you want to, you take right fingers to the ground, but again, make sure your right knee stays over your heel. So push down to lift. On an inhale, come all the way up to standing. Turning your feet parallel, heel toe, or hop your feet in together. Great, everyone. Now we're going to come up to the top of the mat again. Good. On an inhale, reach your arms up. On an exhale, circle and forward fold. Making your way back into downward facing dog. We're going to hold down dog for a few breaths. And if you want to get a little bit deeper into the calves and the backs of the ankles, step your feet in to touch each other. From here, on an in-breath, come forwards into plank. On an exhale, come flat down onto your mat. And we're going to take our half frog. So resting your forehead down on your forearms or your hands. You reach back for your right foot with your right hand. And then sink all the way down into your chest again. Sink into the shoulders. Check in with your pelvis. Sink the right hip down. Don't tilt it all the way over to the left hip. Allow the belly to soften and relax. And then we change over to the opposite side. Let go of the right foot. Reach back for your left ankle or toes. Squeeze in. And you're ready. And melt back down into the front of your body. Sinking the armpits. Sinking the side ribs. And balancing the weight evenly from left to right across the two hips. And letting go of that left foot. Now from here, we're going to make our way onto backs. So turn over for our bridge pose. Okay, so once you're over onto your back, adjust your body. And we're going to bend the knees. Bring heels underneath. Arms down your sides. Wiggle the shoulder blades a little bit closer together so you feel your spine lift a little bit off the mat. And now we're going to roll our bridge. Okay, so press the palms and fingertips into the ground. As you breathe in, curl the hips up. As you breathe out, rolling back down. So I want you to notice how as the hips go up, your bum tends to tighten. And as you roll back down, are you keeping that bum that tight or are you allowing it to relax? So I want you to do that second one. I want you, as the hips go down, let your bum relax. Don't keep your butt squeezing tight. Otherwise, your back won't release. Rolling up on an in-breath, down on an out-breath. Keep your nose pointing straight up. Don't turn the head to the side. And next time we roll up, we're going to hold that bridge. You're welcome to make sure that you're not leaning wider than your heels. It's actually okay if the thighs and knees come in slightly towards each other, but don't take the thighs and knees wider than the heels. Keep breathing. Okay, we're going to roll it all the way slowly down to the mat. And when you get hips to the mat, take your feet out a little bit wider to the sides of the mat and roll the knees left to right. Rolling with your breath again. So out breath to take the thighs down. In breath to lift them up. Relax the shoulders. Relax your arms and your neck. And next time you lift your knees to point up to the roof, we're going to take another bridge pose. You bring your feet into hip distance. Make sure those feet are parallel, the toes are not turned out. And we're going straight into the pose. Roll the pelvis up. Again, maybe interlacing the fingers and pressing the forearms and wrists towards the floor as the upper back goes up. Try not to squeeze your butt muscles too much. Find a balanced action between using your legs and using your bum. It's not an easy thing to do because when we back bend, the reason you have butt muscles is to extend the thighs, right? So when your pelvis pushes forward, that extends the thighs, and then your bum muscles will clench. To make the legs really strong as well. And then we're rolling it all the way down, exactly the same as the last time. Take your feet a little bit wider apart, roll the knees side to side. And next time your knees point up, try to hug knees to chest or knees to armpits. You can rock a little bit left to right if you want to. Massage out the back muscles and the shoulders. Yeah, this hugging knees to chest and rocking side to side, really good for your upper back. If you have a lot of upper back tension, you do this every day. Okay, now from here, we're going to center. We'll rock up to sitting and stretch your legs straight out in front of you. Bringing feet together, and we're going to take a twist here to fully release after those two back bends. We'll bend the right knee up for Ardha Matsyendrasana. Left foot comes under the right thigh, but keep your right thumb on the floor and try and bring that left knee to point straight forward. And either keeping the right foot in the front of your left knee or shin or stepping your foot over. But then sink this right thumb down. Don't tilt off the right thumb and narrow and shorten your right sideways. Nice and long in both sideways. And when you're ready, take your twist. You're turning chest towards the bent knee. It's pointing up. Unless you're pregnant. If you're pregnant, you twist the other direction. Okay, we're going to hold it for half a minute on each side. Feel that heaviness of the out breath, sinking the hips, sinking the thigh bones. Relax into your neck, your throat, and all of the muscles in your face. And keeping your chest up high and twist. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Release the knees out for a moment. And then bending the left knee up. Right foot under the left thigh. Point the knee straight forward. Keep that left thumb down if you are stepping your left foot over your thigh. And it's okay to step over and actually have that left foot in the air if you can't get it down. So either left foot in the air or foot on the ground in front of your shin if that left thumb keeps lifting. All right, twisting it off to the other side if you haven't already. Keep lifting up high through the chest and the front body. Make sure that you're not shortening the left sideways. So there's two things that can make that shortening happening. The lifting of the left thumb up and the sinking of the left shoulder down. So check that you're not doing either of those. Try to relax into the front ribs each time you breathe out. Keeping your height as you untwist. Stretch both legs out in front of you. Big toes together to start. And our next pose is Jana Shashasana. So bring right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Drop the shin bone and the knee. And when you're ready, tipping forwards onto your hands on the leg or on the floor or reaching for that left foot. Right, check out the weight in the legs. Balance that out across the pelvis and the hips as well as the thighs. And then also balancing the weight in the two sides of your body, in the ribs, in the waist, and in the shoulders, not leaning more to the left or the right shoulder. Find the center. And then coming all the way up. Right leg straight, left foot to inside of the right thigh. When you're ready, tilting forward. Even though it's a seated pose, we build a pose from the base up. So your legs and your feet are still the base here. Balance out the weight, balance out the action in the legs. Square off in the pelvis, square off in the rib cage, and balance in the shoulders. Notice your breathing. And coming all the way up. Take both legs straight. You take one last seated forward fold. So your choice. You can have legs wide. You can have feet together. Either reaching again for the floor or for your shins. Taking your forward bend to wherever you want to go. Each time you breathe out, softening down into the backs of the thighs, sinking them heavily into the floor. You really notice that sinking down with each out breath, really melting yourself down into the earth. And then coming all the way up. All right, guys, it's time for our rest. You make your way down onto your back for Shavasana. So once you're on your back, if you need to hug your knees or do anything else to align yourself, go for it. Move around and shift around until you feel completely comfortable. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths here. I want you to take in a nice, long, deep inhale through your nose. And as you breathe out, just sigh that out through your mouth. Do that 3 times. Deep breath in through the nose. And you really sigh it out because no one can hear you. And as you exhale, feel the body sink. Dropping down fully and deeply into the floor beneath you. Softening across your forehead. Relax the eyes and eyelids. Soften into the inner edges of your eyes at the bridge of the nose. And soften into your temples at the outer edges of the eyes. Relaxing cheeks, lips, mouth, chin and jawline. On your next exhale, soften the chest. Sink the shoulders even deeper. On your next out breath, allow your whole body to fully release and fully let go now. And now allowing your breath to get a little bit longer, a little bit fuller and deeper. Guide that breath down into the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. Feeling those places again. And starting to move them gently to wake them up. And rolling your wrists and your ankles. And gently turning your head from side to side. You start to make the movements that you like to make at the end of your Shavasana. And maybe taking in a deep breath and giving yourself a full stretch open. And very carefully, you make your way up to sitting. Either resting hands on thighs or bringing hands to heart. May our minds be open to the divine light that guides us. May our hearts be open to the divine love that surrounds us. May the angels keep us and bless us and bring us joy. Namaste, everyone.